So today we've got this 95 Honda Civic. It's the same exact year and trim as the ones from the first Fast and Furious that they did the truck heist in. So that's pretty cool. But this one needs a new fuel pump. We're going to be rebuilding the fuel pump on this thing because it's only $15 for the kit from RockAuto versus spending $100 to $150 at AutoZone for the whole thing that's already been rebuilt. I don't like getting scammed, so I'm going to show you how to not get scammed as well. So since the fuel pump is an electric device, we're going to unhook the battery. Most likely there's not anything that could happen, but you might as well be safe. The next step is to remove the back seat. It's a little weird. There's these little clip things that you gotta work out of their holes. It just takes a second sometimes because they're shaped slightly awkward, but yeah, it's not too bad. You'll figure it out. Once the back seat is removed, then you can start unscrewing the cover for the fuel pump. And ignore all the extra wiring. The guy we bought the car from tried putting speakers in it and just didn't really know what he was doing. So for this next part, we're going to remove the 17mm bolt at the top, but you're going to want to wrap it with a rag or a bag or something because fuel will want to spray out when you loosen that bolt. And make sure you keep track of those washers that are on the bolt. There'll be one above the fuel line and one below it. Once you got the line disconnected, then you can remove the electrical connector. Make sure you inspect it. This one looked good enough. And next is the return line. Simply just remove the clamp holding it and then take the hose off the line. Just pull the line off. It can be kind of hard if it's, if this is the factory fuel pump on such an old car, then that line is not going to want to come off. If you're careful, you can use a flathead screwdriver to kind of push it off, like pry into it and then try sliding it off some, at least getting it a little bit loose with the screwdriver. That way you can pull it off the rest of the way once it's loose. And now we're ready to undo the 10mm mounting nuts for the fuel pump assembly. Make sure you keep track of where you put these nuts. Once you have all the nuts removed, you can remove the fuel pump assembly from the fuel tank. You need to remove it at an angle. You can see how it doesn't just go straight down into the tank. This camera is from directly above. It basically, the fuel pump assembly, you can see it sits at like a 45-degree angle going backwards. So that's how you need to pull it out. For the first part of the assembly rebuild, you're going to want to remove the filter. There's a little metal ring in that little hole, and you got to remove that. Once you remove that, you can just pull the filter off. The next step is removing the hose clamps from the little 3-inch long hose on the fuel pump assembly. These can be kind of a hassle to get to in the tight space. Channel locks probably weren't the best choice of pliers to use. So let's use something more suited to this job. Some wide regular pliers. Once you got the hose clamps moved, then you can pull the tube from the fuel pump off of the assembly. And then we'll remove the connector. You got to take this little green part out first. It's kind of a hassle. I'm not exactly sure what I did to get it out, but I just know I got it out. And then once it's out, you can take the actual connector out. Yeah, I just kind of wiggled it until it came out. So the green part, I mean. The actual connector is easy. So now that you got that done, you can undo the fuel pump. And you've got your old fuel pump removed from the assembly, and you can put the new one in now. So all of this from here is everything you've already done, just in reverse order. The only part I had any actual trouble with was the little metal ring that holds the filter to the fuel pump. Getting that back inserted was kind of hard, but not impossible. And it's that simple. Now you've saved $100. Hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.